Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the rest of 2025. You have this potential impurity card. We're doing something different. Each row is going to represent something different, and your first row is going to represent what's being revealed to you at the end of the year here. You have the purity and potential card, so there clearly could be a lot of potential in something new coming in for you, especially with the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles usually represents something we have to learn about, or it's a card of studiousness, so we have to educate ourselves on something with the Page of Pentacles, and I feel that could be happening for you with that card. Also, by the way, I forgot to say, sorry, I thought they were done, but they're cutting down some trees behind my house, so if you hear any weird noises, that's what it is. But anyway, you start here with the Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. The Page of Swords is about your curiosity and being curious about something new. I feel also, Gemini, that you could be becoming more childlike. You actually have some really good cards of childlike energy, being more playful, not taking life too seriously, and just kind of enjoying life more, maybe is a good way to put it. And I do feel that Page of Swords is kind of encouraging it. The Page of Swords kind of is the child, and he needs to explore things like a child would as well. I also feel the energy is actually getting less serious for you, and I wonder if having Pluto has moved direct in Aquarius, which could be removing the need to look at things deeply, and you could notice a lightening of the energy with this Page of Swords. You have the Page of Pentacles, like I said, studiousness and learning something new. I actually feel like you're getting messages at this time. You could literally be, I would pay, let's put it this way, I would pay attention to your dreams, your daydreams, the intuitive hits that you get during the day. We've talked about this before, that with Uranus in your sign, you are going to have electric downloads. We have the tower right here, and the tower has a lightning bolt hitting the top of the tower. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about the tower because you have the star coming up right after it. And the star kind of cancels out the tower. But, in the major arcana, we go from the tower to the star. Star represents healing from a tower moment. We'll talk about that more in a second. But I kind of feel that, again, until 2033, you are going to have a lot of intuitive messages and a lot of intuitive hits that are more like epiphanies, right, Gemini? These are going to be sudden insights that you receive. And I'm not trying to be clickbaity here or anything, but again, you're going to have a lot of those moments, and I would be writing those things down and collecting those ideas and learning about them, and it'll be very helpful. You have the Pages, or the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords can be being too hasty, jumping to conclusions. I'm almost done with these readings, and I've seen the Knight of Swords a lot in this set of readings, so we do have Mercury going retrograde in November, and definitely, Mercury retrograde is not a good time for jumping to conclusions or making assumptions or thinking things too quickly and all that other stuff, right? So we kind of do want to slow down our thinking a little bit. You're a Gemini. Geminis are quick thinkers, so you already have quick thoughts, but you might notice that your thoughts are getting a little ahead of yourself, and I think there's something in that for you. The other thing that's popping into my head is sometimes I think we can come up with an idea and then we kind of blow it up too big, and then we turn it into something that's impossible. I feel it would be a very good time, just looking at everything that's showing up here, I think it would be a good time for you if you have an idea for anything, business, new job, new direction in your life, new health routine, whatever, to just start at that small place and not think about it too much. I don't know, just popping into my head of a balloon. You have an idea. It's your ideas are going to be on fire right now. And it's almost it would be better for you to just put a little bit of air in the balloon, get it started, get it going, and then keep blowing it up, right? I don't know. That's the best analogy I can give you here, Gemini, of how your mind could be working right now. And like I said, I think if you blow it up too big, too quickly, you're going to turn it into something that is impossible. But if you just get started with that first breath, it'll be much easier. With the Page of Swords, you have the Five of Swords. Trusting your gut instincts, right? Page of Swords, he is looking at something deeply. Five of Swords is deciding to walk away from something. So if you are deciding to walk away from anything in your life, I feel that you should just trust it. It's there's probably a good reason. sometimes I think this right here can be a little bit annoying with the tower. It's kind of giving me the vibes of you jumping from one thing to the next. I don't actually see this as a problem for you right now, Gemini. It's like not a bad thing. Sometimes I think in life, as a person that's had a billion businesses in my life, some of them successful, some of them not, I can tell you, it's like whenever I have a new idea, it's like my family, for the most part, they're like, whatever. They just don't, because I've had so many ideas, right? And it's like, but even when I was younger, when I had all these ideas, people would be like, can you just like pick one thing and make it happen? But it's like each one of those things taught me something that led to something better, right? And I kind of feel like you might be in a little bit of a stage in your life this at the end of the year here or whatever, where I think it's necessary for you to like explore multiple things, because that's how you're going to learn. And but that's not how people want us to act for whatever reason. And I feel this is giving you permission to like explore something and then decide that you don't want to do it and move on to the next thing, right? With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Justice is balance, of course. I kind of feel like this is saying that nothing is going to be balanced right now, and that's okay as well. There might be moments where you're kind of like all in on something, and then there might be other moments where the same thing you were all in on yesterday, you're not all in on today. And that's okay. It's almost like this reading is giving you permission to embrace your like Gemini nature at the end of the year here. But mostly because I think there's a lot that you can learn. There's going to be a lot that you're going to learn through this process. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Three of Wands. Yes, you're expanding, you're growing, you are taking up more space, which I think all air signs definitely need to do at this time. And, especially you with Uranus being in your sign until 2033. I said 3, not 2. So I've been getting a lot of comments of people saying, why are you talking about 2023? No, I said 2033. So maybe I need to enunciate that harder. But also clean out your ears for some of you, because I went back and listened, and I say it very clearly. But anyway, 2033, between now and then, you are going to be taking up more space, expanding. Next, we're going to look at what has been kept hidden from you at this time. You have this Relax card and this Impulse card. I'm sure you love when people tell you to relax. So there you go. Relax, Gemini. But yeah, you could be having a lot of impulses. It's funny that I said that. It's like people are going... I feel like you are going to hear this over the next few months, especially until probably until the beginning of March of next year. Really, this reading is meant to be until the end of the year. But if you want to be super technical about it, I think 2026 kind of starts in March, because that's when... both Neptune and Saturn will have officially moved back in to Aries. Neptune in January, Saturn at the end of February. We need to give them both a little bit of time to clear the shadow, right? And so, between now and then, people might see you as impulsive, or people might see your decision-making as impulsive. But there's a reason for it. Maybe that's what's been kept hidden for you, is like there's a reason that you've jumped from thing to thing to thing. And if you have jumped around a lot, which you're a Gemini, you probably have, maybe you need to find something that's in common with all the things that you've jumped around on, or maybe you just need to write down what you've learned. Like maybe you need to see it. I don't know. Maybe I'm blind, but like I'm one of those people. I do all these things. I have a million notebooks around here with different things in those notebooks. And one thing I do is I write down all my accomplishments, because I think it's helpful to like look back at what you've done. And because number one, it allows you to do harder things, because you're like, oh, I did all these hard things, I can do something else. But it also allows you to see like what is in common with all the things that you've accomplished. There's probably something in that for you, Gemini. And I think it'll make a lot of what you're doing now, help you see what is possible for the future. You have the Tower, the Star, and the Six of Wands. Again, I think this is good because of the Star and the Six of Wands even coming up here. The Tower, in the area of what's been kept hidden, could be just saying that you are now getting answers on a Tower moment that you experienced in the past. It gives me a little bit of a blessing in disguise vibe, like if you were in something that didn't work out, You could be seeing the blessing. I also kind of feel good about this. Sometimes I feel that the tower can represent the environment changing, the energy around you. And so it can sometimes actually increase our possibilities, or like what we're capable of doing, or what could potentially happen. It can say there's like a big shakeup happening in the world, but that shakeup could be making something possible for you. The example I always use is like the internet. Just a few years ago, like 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to do what I'm doing now. Right? Because it didn't exist. I mean, YouTube's like, 20 years old now? So, let's go back 20 years. 20 years ago, I couldn't have done this, right? Because of that. So it's like sometimes a shakeup or something that shakes the world up makes something possible. And it's almost like that could be happening for you at this time. You have the star. Again, the star can be like hope, faith, renewal, can be a wish, can be a goal. I do feel like you're kind of healing from a past tower moment. Also, we have this bird here. The bird represents getting a bird's eye view. This is why I said I think you should be connecting the dots here. Maybe you need to journal or write down all your accomplishments, or maybe you need to write down what you think is similar between all the experiences that you've been having lately, because there's something, I don't know, that's how it's popping into my head. I can't really explain it, but there's something about like what the things you've been going through has in common. There could be an answer for you in that. There could be some guidance or whatever, but that's pretty much what I would do there, Gemini. You have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is a card of victory or a success or an achievement coming in for you. And with the star, I say to all air signs, it's kind of your time to shine because of Pluto and Aquarius. I think Pluto and Aquarius is going to bring a lot of attention to air signs, or it could. That's something you could take advantage of, and I would if I were you. I'm not telling you what to do, but I think it would be worth it, Gemini, to put yourself out there more, take bigger risks, speak up, share your voice, all that other good stuff, because there's probably a lot of success that could come from doing it. With the tower, you have the Nine of Cups. Like I said, I don't think that tower is bad. I think this is good. I feel that, really, I think it's the environment is changing. It's like something is becoming much more possible for you because of a change or because of a shakeup. So, this looks like something to look forward to me, for you. The Nine of Cups also says make a wish with the star. I do like these two together, this Nine of Cups and the star, because those two together are definitely very good for making a wish. With the star, you have the Page of Swords again. So when this happens, it tells me that the reading is going like this direction. And we go to the Three of Swords. Some of you could be healing your heart. I do feel that tower could be a tower moment that you've had in a love connection. And it's funny that we have the Two of Cups right next to it. So for those of you that want love, this could be about healing your heart so that you can attract love into your life, or so that you can attract something you want. With the Six of Wands, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard, and definitely important at the end of the year here. I feel that we should be playing more. The other thing I would tell you, Gemini, is that we are in the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle until 2027. The last eclipse we'll have in this cycle is Virgo in March of 2027. The thing about the Virgo energy is we started this eclipse cycle with North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. Then we had that eclipse in Virgo. And, that was the last eclipse that we just had. And so, I don't know, there's something about it that I think is maybe making people, it's like too much perfectionism, and sometimes I think with the Two of Pentacles, we have to be willing to be a little bit messy. And I don't really think Gemini has much of a problem with this, but, it's like, I would be, if you're finding yourself trying to be too perfect on like a project you're working on or whatever you're trying to create in your life, I would just tell yourself like, okay, I don't need to be this perfect. I don't know if that's going to help you or not, but it is popping into my head. Next, make sure to leave a comment, really helps me out, but we're going to look at what adventure is the universe sending you on at this time. You have this Pluto card, it says rebirth. You have this Vesta card, it says hearth. The Vesta card is like your heart, your center, and so you could be rebirthing your, like, what brings you fulfillment, or what, causes you to overflow at this time, Gemini. And I would be focusing on things that you enjoy doing. Maybe this is why you need to kind of like create these little connections that I keep talking about. I keep getting that message that there is something about like the connections of what you do I'm going to keep going like this for the rest of your reading. I'm connecting dots for you here, Gemini. And I feel like if you could connect those things, it would add up to something bigger, you know? And there's something about that. You know, there's a great book by my buddy Kyle Cease, and, you know, it's called I Hope I Screw This Up. And in that book, he talks about writing down everything that you're good at, including if you write down, I'm good at sitting in a chair or something like that, right? And it's like when you know, he talks about, like, if you know, for example, I'm good at talking, I'm a Gemini moon, I'm a motor mouth, right? I'm good at sitting in a chair. I love doing nothing. I'm a Pisces. I'm super lazy. If I put those two things together and think about it, oh, maybe I should start a YouTube channel, right? It's like, that's why we need to connect dots. Because when we think about all those things, as silly as being good at sitting in a chair is, it does add up to something, right? And I feel like doing that might be very helpful for you. You have the Hangman, the Six of Cups, and the Three of Swords. The Hangman is about seeing things from a new perspective. Yes, you are going to get this card until 2033, right? For many years. This card will keep coming up for you. Uranus and Gemini brings you new perspectives on things here, and you're just going to see things from a different angle. This is your superpower. You know, this is something you should be thinking about heavily as a Gemini. As a Gemini moon, this is all I think about all day long, is how can I approach the things I'm doing differently? Because, again, like, are all your ideas going to be good? Hell no. But if you find one good idea at this time, it will change your life. Mark my words, Gemini. Just, you know, kind of doing things differently than everybody else does something. You know, it could be anything, your job, your business, your love life, whatever. It will change your life. And so I think you need to embrace and explore those new ideas. And that's like the adventure the universe is trying to get you to go on here. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups can be a turnaround. It can be a gift from the universe, and sometimes the gift we receive is a turnaround. You have 3 sixes here. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I love 2 sixes. 3 is better. Multiple sixes is like confirmation for your path. It says you're going in the right direction. And you have the Six of Swords, which is moving forward. So I kind of feel this is confirmation for your path as well. You have the Three of Swords. Pretty much everyone has had the Three of Swords. I only have a couple more of these readings to do, and I'll be done. And so pretty much everyone has had it. Again, I think that South Node in Virgo and also the eclipse in Virgo, but also North Node in Pisces is very karmic. So a lot of us are being asked to heal from past things. Three of Swords really is a card of just forgiveness, and we have to remove those swords from our heart so that we can heal. And again, this is maybe part of the adventure the universe is trying to get you to go on. By the way, we just ended Pluto retrograde. Pluto retrograde, it can literally be about healing. You know, it can bring up health issues or health problems. But the beautiful thing about Pluto retrograde is we can get to the bottom of those issues and we can fix things. So again, even though Pluto is direct right now, it doesn't matter. We're going to be in the shadow for a while. Pluto is very slow moving. So you still, if you want to fix something or take care of something, you know, now is a really good time to just heal in general. With the Hangman, you have the Page of Cups. You could absolutely be attracting an upside-down person for sure. I mean, that would be a very Gemini thing to do. So this person could just be very different than other people. They could have very unique perspectives on the world here, Gemini. But you've been getting love with me recently, so definitely could be a new connection. That could be part of the adventure that you're going on, is like, you know, experiencing new love. With the Six of Cups, you have the Devil. Yeah, time to end past cycles. Tower, like right here, you know, Tower to the Devil. This could be a past person, a past situation. I kind of said this when we were talking about the Tower, that, you know, the Tower could be you realizing that it was good that something ended, or, you know, that it's kind of like a little bit of a blessing that something ended. So if you were dealing with a toxic person in the past, you know, you could finally be seeing that. You could also be healing from that as well with the Three of Swords, and that could be part of your adventure. With the Three of Swords, you have the Three of Swords. So yes, definitely, whenever a card repeats like this, it's just the universe saying I meant what I said. So I feel like you are healing. Next, in the area of, I forgot, the pattern to release at this time, whatever pattern you need to release. You have this deeply rooted in love card. It says something is emerging from the depths of your intimate most desires. You have this Temple of the Soul. It says you're on a karmic path so you can unravel the mysteries of your karmic death. Yeah, we just talked about this. Pluto in, the North Node in Pisces is very karmic. And, we can clear up karma. We can let go of karma. We can let go of things that have been holding us back. And we can remove ourselves from hermit mode, things like that. So you could be changing that story. I do think this row is also talking about something that is deeply rooted in love. So I don't necessarily think you're letting go of love. You have the Two of Cups. You could be letting go of your old love story to allow a new love story in, for sure. You have the Six of Swords, the Death card, and the Two of Cups. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores, so I feel that you are definitely letting go of your old story. Again, part of the reason I set this reading up this way is because I think, just looking at the astrology and stuff, I felt like a lot of people could be letting go of parts of their story at the end of the year here, at the end of 2025. And, this is the year of the snake this year. Next year is the year of the horse in the Chinese zodiac, and so the horse is all about freedom. The snake is about shedding your skin, but it's like a snake when it's shedding its skin. Like before it sheds its skin, it's kind of a little bit stuck, And I think that's how people have felt in 2025. And so I feel this part of your reading is a little bit more literal than everybody else. Everybody else had something like very specific that they were letting go of. I just think you're just moving on, moving on from things that no longer serve you, heading towards calmer shores. Maybe it's because you can finally see it as well. The way I read is I put myself in your shoes. I feel like with this card, I feel like these two people here actually see the other side more clearly, which I never have said on this card. So I feel a lot of you could be like seeing where you're going. You have the Death card, like literally just letting something go. So I feel like this is a good thing. You're probably happy about this because of Uranus and Gemini. The thing about the Death card is it can be a death to a traditional belief, because we have this Pope-looking guy right here, and he can represent holding on to traditional beliefs. He is begging for his life on the Death card. We have Neptune is retrograding into Pisces, which is the death of traditional belief. And so, a lot of you are just embracing new belief systems, new ideas, and you're just letting them go. And that's probably like setting you free, which is great. I think this is a good thing, Gemini. You have the Two of Cups. Again, definitely changing your love story. And again, even if you don't want love, you could just be changing like how you love yourself, for example, or you could be doing more things that align with your heart. The Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. It's like you and your higher self, and it's a card of communication. And you could be communicating more with your higher self to live a life that's more full of fulfillment and enjoyment, and less leaf blowers going off in the background and all that other stuff. So, it's like you could be releasing those things and really just enjoying life more. With the Six of Swords, you have the Judgment card. Judgment is about understanding purpose. I do think that with Pluto in Aquarius, for sure, and you started, you had that Pluto card that said rebirth in your last row, that a lot of you could be discovering your purpose or thinking about your purpose more. Pluto is where we get our power from. And so a lot of you could be, and also with Uranus, Aquarius's ruling planet being in your sign, I think, putting those dots together, connecting those dots, Gemini, you could be discovering a purpose. With the Death card, you have the Tower again, which is funny. The Judgment and Tower I consider to be the most powerful combination in the tarot. It kind of represents like a major wake-up call or having some sort of major revelation. So a lot of you could be having like a big aha moment this month, or a big, not just this month, I would say between now and the end of the year. Or you could be having a lot of those light bulb moments. I think you will have many light bulb moments, like I said, over the years. With the Two of Cups, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, Page of Wands is about going on an adventure, enjoying life, following your optimism, doing things that make you feel more optimistic. I think I said something about this at the beginning of the reading. Well, you have that Purity card, and the Purity card represents like having pure intentions for what you're doing. And it's like, obviously, if you're optimistic and excited and happy to be, working on a project or, doing something important in your life, obviously that's going to be a good thing. So I would be like following your enthusiasm with the Page of Wands. Next, we're going to look at what ridiculous goal should you pursue at this time. And what do you know? You have the Sweetheart card. It says, in love, sweetness, mutual feelings, devoted, good intentions, innocence, love is in the air, love and affection. So love could be a goal that you're pursuing. You have this gift of money. It says sudden financial change, windfall, small monetary increase, small wins, quick turnaround, joy over money. Yes, I think you need to create more joy in your finances and do things that bring you more joy financially. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But definitely one of your goals could be love. And if, again, even if you don't want a person, you could be inviting more love into your life. You have the Empress, the Five of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Empress is everything you want and desire in your life. Or no, the Ten of Pentacles is, sorry, I was looking at the Ten of Pentacles as I was reading the Empress, and the Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. But Empress is true abundance. But I think what I was talking about with that gift of money card is Empress is about needing to not struggle. And I think some tarot cards have like a deeper meaning. And the Empress, all she has to do is wave that scepter in front of her, and that wheat in front of her will grow. So the Empress wants us to do things that we can do easily. Now, I have to be careful with what I say, because people are like, I tried working for 3 minutes. You said this was going to be easy. It didn't work. Never said that. So you're still going to have to put in effort into the things that you're trying to be successful at. But you shouldn't be creating a struggle for yourself. Like if you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to start this business, I'm going to work 100 hours a week, I'm going to work nonstop, and I'm going to grind my face off. No, right? Bad idea. But if you're thinking, I'm going to study this, I'm going to learn this idea, and I'm going to learn the best way to do it, great, right? So that's the Empress. She looks for the best ways to do things, and she does them efficiently. And that is going to be the trick for you. You have the Five of Wands. I would actually encourage you to face competition, mostly because you have a lot of stuff here that we could argue would have to do with your confidence and like how you shine. Plus, Hangman, you have a different approach. Everybody does things this way. You do things this way, the other direction. I feel you have a great opportunity over the next many years, Gemini, to really, stand out. I also think what you don't realize maybe is that there is no competition for you right now, because the way that you are going to approach things is different. It's like if everybody's doing something the same way and you're doing it completely differently, then that's where your success could come from, really, in a lot of ways. I'm about to work on a new account on social media, and I was like literally studying all the competitors the other day. They all do everything exactly the same way. They are all carbon copies of each other. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to do things very differently, right? And that is why I will probably stand out. So, again, the Five of Wands says study the competition as well. Look at what they're not doing and fill in the gap. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Everything you want and desire. Makes perfect sense. We're kind of in a time where everybody is being asked to create the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is, again, everything you want and desire in life. It's building, leaving a legacy. As I always say, it doesn't mean that you will have everything you want and desire, but it wants you to make that a goal. Wants you to improve your life as much as you possibly can. And so I would really be going after your big goals at this time. I think you'll be very, very happy that you did. And again, definitely very good for you have this card said windfall on it. So if you've been working on a project or if you're about to launch something, very good. With the Empress, you have the World. Yes, the World is an accomplishment, an achievement. With the Empress, this could say that you are in a time where you can really stand out. So I would be, like I said earlier with the Star, I would be making sure that anything you do, you should be doing in a big way. You should be like a stripper busting out of a cake here, Gemini. Really making a grand entrance with everything you do. With the Five of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, it's like, I feel like you've been dealing with competition for a long time, and this could have led to a lot of disappointments. And I feel like you're getting another opportunity to try something again. Again, he's failed 3 times before. He just needs to try one more time, which can be very hard, right? It's like if you fail enough, it becomes very hard to start something again. But I do feel that this is encouraging you to try something again, whatever it is. With the Ten of Pentacles, what do you know? You have the Ten of Cups, which is even better. I love these two together because they really kind of represent fortune after difficulty, happy home, happy family. Ten of Cups can represent blessings coming in from the universe as well. So, some of you, love could be the goal, like I said earlier. and I would go for it. But this looks really good, Gemini. I like it. Make sure to like, leave a comment. Really helps me out, and definitely enjoy your month.